Hello there, a good evening to you indeed, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a great and productive day and a great start to your brand new week. And now, this is what makes our top stories. The Water and Sanitation Corporation WASAC has confirmed the initiation of a comprehensive water pipe expansion project across all districts of the country. Citizens who endeavored to work with Umurenge Savings and Credit Cooperatives say they have helped them to transform their lives. And to international matters, South Africa's Agriculture Business Chamber is calling for early renewal of the US-Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Good evening to you once again, and we are glad to have your company tonight and coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Sam Kalisa, and as we kick it off tonight, the Water and Sanitation Corporation WASAC confirms the initiation of a comprehensive water pipe expansion project across all districts of the country. The attempt is a crucial step towards the nation's objective of achieving universal water distribution, aiming to reach the coverage rate of 100% by the year 2024. Adam Squizera starts us off tonight.
This is said when, especially in African countries, 50% of the water that is processed is spoiled before it reaches the targeted population. The president of the International Water Association IWA, Tom Molikoff, notes that the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) in the sector of sanitation and hygiene will only be achieved if the world works together.
And it's also about ensuring that we don't restrict those conversations to just the scientists and the practitioners or the engineers. Another place that IWA has been well known in terms of drawing its membership, but the reality is that we are very eager to ensure that the conversation encompasses civil society, political decision makers, planners, all parts of the global decision-making process. And that's where I think this forum can have real impact. It's an opportunity for us to share our experiences across those elements to ensure that not only do we have the technical solutions, but they're socially acceptable, they're appropriate, and that they're politically supported.
In Rwanda, access to water has reached to 82.3% of the households. WASAC Group CEO Professor Omar Munyaneza points out that currently they are expanding the water pipes in order to meet the target of hitting 100% by next year, 2024.
Ku bufatanye na Africa na Banki Nyafurika Itsura Amajyambere, Africa Development Bank.
Through the partnership we had with the African Development Bank, you know that there is an amount of money they allocated in priority local projects dedicated to half Rwandans, especially in 10 districts. Therefore, what is on our priority list is to expand the water pipes, hence to supply water directly to the residents, since the issue we had before was the small water pipes and others were expired. This means that we are trying to expand those pipes, hence to distribute equally the water to the residents. However, the water distribution companies find that there should be government's role in implementing sustainable water projects which could benefit local residents as well.
I think the biggest word that we've learnt is accountability. And accountability is key because if we stop wasting water, we'll reduce water scarcity in Africa. So one of the big problems we have in our part of the world, in East Africa, is our non-revenue water is more than 50%. That means 50% of water that is produced is being wasted. It's not being built. It's that high. So we have to invest in long-term solutions, so quality piping to stop leaks. We need to have quality water meters so that the correct water is billed to the client instead of under-registering. So people are really paying for water that they use. Because if people don't pay for water that they use, they'll waste it. So we really have to look at long-term solutions that are going to last, not for us, for future generations to come.
The 7th edition of the International Water Association Water and Development Congress and Exhibition brought together professionals in more than 140 countries to find solutions to the global water challenges as a part of a broader sustainable agenda. This IWA also promotes and supports technological innovation and best practices through the international frameworks and standards. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Citizens who endeavored to work with Umurenje Savings and Credit Cooperatives, also known as SACCOs, say that this has helped them to transform their lives. Adams Kwizera continues.
The Umurenje Savings and Credit Cooperatives, commonly known as Umurenje SACCO, was established in 2009 after the government realized that financial services are not reaching to the people as well as they should. Some of the members of these cooperatives are no longer facing poverty in their families, including Sengiyumva from Ruhango and Munganyinga Dosa from Nyarugenge district in Kigali city. I got a loan from there at a very low interest. Then I bought a plot and later built a house. All that are the major things that this SACCO contributed to my development. For me, I call it a pillar that contributes to the residents' development, since they give you money that helps you to run a project. For example, I borrowed their money, then I built a house, which later impacted my development positively. Improving the performance and providing fast services led to the increase of number of people trusting these Umurenje SACCOs, as explained by Nyirabahinde Blandin, a loan officer at the Nongwe SACCO. At the beginning of SACCO, they started with potential members, but later they increased according to the performance of SACCO, whereas now we have almost 10,000 members. Only this sector in 2017 demonstrated significant levels of non-payment of loans, resulting into losses, which currently that gap has significantly reduced at a satisfactory rate. Before the establishment of Umurenje SACCO, Rwandans were reached by the financial services at a rate of 47%. In a study conducted in 2020, it was shown that 93% of Rwandans access easily major financial services. Ruth Madley, the country director of German organization that aims to train people working in microfinance institutions, appreciates Rwanda for being faster in developing its citizens compared to other countries on this African continent.
So here in Rwanda, the microfinance sector is most important for the people, especially in rural areas, to have access to finance. So with the Umurenje SACCO model, there in every sector, microfinance institutions are close to the people. They are serving the people, taking the savings, giving out loans. So that's why also the microfinance sector is one reason why in Rwanda the financial inclusion is almost 100%. Compared to other African countries, that is a really great achievement. And as said, a big part of that achievement is because of the microfinance sector.
The governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda, John Rwangombwa, explains that all SACCOs will be automated by next year.
Tumaze kugera kuri SACCO 182 zimaze kugezwaho ikoranabuhanga.
Currently, 120 SACCOs, they now have access to technology in their operations, whereas they are in 12 districts. Yes, you understand that it has already automated, because in the plannings, it is expected that by next year, all 416 SACCOs will be automated. But currently, I would say that at least we have a tangible thing in the automation and consolidation of Umurenje SACCO. So far, Umurenje SACCO have over 6.5 million members. This increase in membership led to an increase in assets, whereas by the end of September, they accounted that they provided almost 111 billion Rwandan francs loans, compared to only 20 billion they provided in the past 10 years. By the end of September, the savings of the members of Umurenje SACCO was 116 billion from 36 billion in the last 10 years. This has led to over 90% of Rwandans not to walk 5 kilometers seeking a financial institution. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Some individuals who acquired smartphones in the Mache Mache campaign have reported an issue where, despite their loan payments, MTN continues to label them as debtors.
Some of the clients have traveled from countryside to raise their complaints about this issue. I completed paying my smartphone loan, but I was not removed from the CRB. I came here to ask the reason behind that. Various clients have requested MTN to urgently address the problem. It has affected me because I applied for a loan in Umwarimu SACCO and they told me I have an unpaid loan. The system indicates that I have a 36,000 Rwandan francs loan, yet I did not get their smartphone. They gave me 5 days to solve the problem, but it is a big problem to a citizen. I did not acquire the Mache Mache loan, yet I am in the CRB. I came here and they said the issue would be solved, but it wasn't. Officer in charge of Mache Attempt in Rwanda noted that the issue is well known and will be resolved in not later than a month period. Normally, when the customer completes their loan payments, we work with respective banks so that they can be removed from the CRB system. There might be delays in the process, but we are working to make sure that the issue is resolved in a month period. The Mache campaign started in November 2022 and has so far helped about 150,000 people acquire smartphones affordably. In September this year, the participants had already paid more than 16 billion Rwandan francs.
Artists and creatives believe that the sector contributes to the promotion of Rwanda both in and outside the country. Here's more.
In the home of Eugene Mfizi, there are more than 500 artworks, and the cheapest cost 500,000 Rwandan francs. As an artist, he has devoted himself to promoting Rwanda through his art. When people see a calabash, or when they see the Rwandan cattle in Yambo, which is also represented in our cultural dances, when you see a person spear throwing, it represents Rwanda's heroism. So, art speaks volumes about the country and its culture. Ezra Kwizera made the initiative of bringing Rwandan touristic beauty closer to those who visit Rwanda through art. He believes many of them do not get enough time to visit many places in the country.
Rwanda itself has a different, the scenarios we have, the different. From Uganda, Kenya, every place has their own uniqueness. So the center, we focus on the community, togetherness. We focus on water. We focus on we represent mountains. So one of the things when people come to Rwanda, they have to see the beauty of the mountains, the beauty of the valleys.
These artworks please visitors who come to Rwanda.
The art itself, it's really unique. The style is unique. As Ezra was saying, it's about the mountains, it's about the water, it's about all of the regions that people don't connect to Rwanda, maybe internationally. So as this art finds a voice internationally, there's a great opportunity for that to be to be discovered through people who don't realize the beauty of Rwanda to the extent it is.
Bernard Birasa recently represented Rwanda in an art exhibition that convened over 80 countries in China. He is of the view that the young generation can easily fall in love with Rwanda through art. I love that in China, they take little kids, 3 to 4 years old, to art galleries and exhibitions and fall in love with art at a very young age. Then, they get to know a lot about their country, and even when they go to school, they have some hands-on skills. The Rwanda Academy of Language and Culture confirms that art has a great role in promoting Rwanda.
Gifts is one of the tools. When a person receives a gift and takes it to another country, people get to know that we have beautiful things. The other thing is decoration. Various arts are decorated in different offices, like Rwandan embassies abroad. Also, art promotes the country through various exhibitions, both in and outside Rwanda.
In addition to promoting Rwanda, artistry contributes 5% to the country's gross domestic product. Last year, the National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda reported that the art sector grew 36 times, from 9 billion Rwandan francs in 1999 to 329 billion Rwandan francs in 2016.
Women rights activists are requesting for the revision of the law on reproductive health, as some of the provisions in the current law prevent minor-aged children from accessing some of the reproductive health services.
They are asking for the law amendment again, since it has been 5 years after the first amendment happened, as noted by Mukanabana Rose, a lawyer.
Ariko muri iyo ngingo n'ubundi biteganya y'ijana na 25.
But you find that in the Article of 25, It demonstrated that the abortion is done by a professional doctor, but the challenge is that they are few. Plus the fact that even the midwives are also few. In that article, it shows that when it's minor, she has to be escorted by her parent or guardian. But for some parents, cannot even understand how they can take their child to abort. This is marked as a challenge as well. But you even saw that it have to be done by qualified hospitals or polyclinics, then here is to request that the health centers would also be given that authority. Some children also find that the way the law was amended, there are some other points that have to be revised. For example, as a girl, you come pregnant. I don't know how you can dare to come in front of your mother and tell her that even though I'm an underage, I have to abort this pregnancy. Therefore, a parent will not escort you to do that. The women who participated in this forum of European youth say that they hope that the advocacy they started doing will bring an impact. We invited the institutions that are related to that law, but still we expect that advocacy will not remain at this level because we plan to meet the perimeter lens. Therefore, our advocacy is ongoing, where we are still explaining more about their reproductive health and how to fight against gender-based violence. They say that unplanned pregnancies would be prevented if the obstacles found in this law were removed.
And viewers report sums up our tonight's edition, but before we step out, we'll give you a quick recap of our edition. The Water and Sanitation Corporation, WASAC, has confirmed that the initiation of a comprehensive water pipe expansion project across all districts of the country. Citizens who endeavored to work with Umurenge savings and credit cooperatives say they have helped them to transform their lives. And to international matters, South Africa's Agriculture Business Chamber is calling for the early renewal of the US Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. And that's all from us here at RBA's Rwanda Television News. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team, many thanks for being with us. Up until next time, stay safe and have a great evening ahead, and as well as a fruitful week ahead. Goodbye.